Hi guys, this is Sobi and today I will be analyzing some gameplay video for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Yeah, we're almost there, boys and girls. Just a few more weeks before the game comes out for the Switch and PC. Can't wait. Yeah, so I was actually invited to take part in some hands-on gameplay for Sunbreak, but unfortunately, I was overseas on vacation, so that was no bueno. Let's just say that my disappointment was immeasurable and my day ruined. Well, actually, my vacation was pretty great. Went to 8 cities in 4 countries, so I ain't complaining. But I was still bummed about missing out on a hands-on for Sunbreak, so Capcom was nice enough to share some gameplay footage of someone else's hands-on session, so crisis averted. On that note, here are some of my key observations from the footage. Number 1 is Rampage Deco slots. So while our buddy, Hunter 1, was tooling around in the smithy and upgrading the Ore Tree Switch Axe into the Frost Moon Eclipser, I noticed an interesting detail in the equipment info. That would be a Rampage Deco slot under the regular Deco slots for the weapon. Now I've had a huge backlog of games to review for a while now, so I haven't quite played Monster Hunter Rise in some time, but if I remember correctly, Rise actually had Rampage slots, but they were more like weapon slots for accommodating Rampage skills, as opposed to an actual Jewel or Deco slot like this one. Yeah, and this one actually shows a level 2 Rampage Deco slot, which raises the question if the game has level 1, level 3, and even level 4 Rampage Jewel slots as well. Anyway, the footage I was given did not cycle through the equipment info pages, unfortunately, so I'm not sure if the classic Rampage slots still function the same way. I also haven't had a chance to watch all of Capcom's preview videos for the game since I just got back from a long break, so I'm not sure what have been discussed elsewhere. Either way, it's one of the more interesting things for me from the preview footage. By the way, you'll also notice that we now have purple sharpness, which is usually one of the things that come with the bump to Master Rank, or G Rank in the older games. Up next is New Endemic Life. Now, the first part of the gameplay occurs in the new Citadel map, which features an eerie, almost Halloween-like feel, thanks to its purple lighting, which gives it an ominous feel when combined with the map's ruins. It looks like the map has 14 areas, including regular surface ones and some caves, I guess. There were also 2 large monsters roaming in the Citadel during the hunt, which was the wolf-like main target Lunagron, as well as Grangolm. I can see the mounting shenanigans happening already. You also have some new creatures to help you with your hunt. One is a gold wirebug, which increases the drop rate for materials when wyvern riding. The other is a ruby wirebug, which increases the damage inflicted by your mounted Punisher finishing move when you're riding a monster. I wasn't able to time the ruby wirebug since there was a cut in the footage, but I timed the effect of the gold wirebug and it lasted about 3 minutes. And then you have one of the most anticipated changes for Sunbreak, at least for me, which is the ability to swap switch skill loadouts, and the preview gameplay footage showed this in action. So back in base Rise, you had one loadout with 3 slots for your switch skills. In Sunbreak, however, you now have 2 swappable loadouts via the red swap scroll and the blue swap scroll, and both of those have 5 slots each for your switch skills, which gives you more options to use when you're out in the field. This also means that you can now bring skills that you couldn't before, like say True Charge Slash and then Rage Slash for a Great Sword, since you were pretty much forced to pick one over the other before. Now in this footage, the main hunter is using the light bowgun, which comes with the following skills. So you got switch skill set 1, which has the fanning vault, and then you can switch that to either the fanning maneuver or the new wyvern counter. And then set 2 has forward dodge, which can be switched to the quick step evade. And then set 3 has reload, which can be switched to elemental reload. And then set 4 has the new critical firepower, which can be switched to the skill called marksman. And then set 5 has just your silkbind glide. Yeah, so note that the new wyvern counter skill can be picked alongside either fanning vault or fanning maneuver, so I guess that means you still can't pick all 3 at the same time, since you can only swap between 2 moves. Anyway, it looks like you can access the moves for whatever active scroll you've got by pressing ZL, and then you can press R to cycle between the different skills in each loadout. You can also switch loadout scrolls by pressing X+A, which also lets your hunter automatically do a dodge or dash maneuver. This maneuver is useful for either separating from the enemy or closing the gap towards them, depending on the situation. Overall, I like the ability to access more skills in battle, so this should give you more options during hunts. And then the second part of the gameplay demo footage also showed a follower quest in the old Sandy Plains map against a Ceragos. Or is it Seregios? Or Seregios? Let's just go with Steve. Yeah, so in case you haven't seen the preview videos from before, follower quests are essentially new single-player missions in Sunbreak that let you hunt with an AI-controlled character from the game's various NPCs. This particular hunt has the player teaming up with the new Sunbreak NPC Arlo, who serves as the expansion's arena master. So one of the things that's been shown in the gameplay footage is that you can still bring your own Palico and Palamute, both at the same time, while hunting with an NPC, who can also bring their own Palamute with them. This should be helpful in tougher hunts as you still have access to the Palamute's mobility and the Palico's healing or buffing skills, as well as any assistance provided by the follower NPC. For folks who play on the go without access to online services, it's a nice option to spice up solo play. Anyway, those are just my initial impressions based on the gameplay footage that was provided. As always, if you have any thoughts or questions, please feel free to share them in the comments section. Once again, this is Tabi SOB, and thank you for watching.
That monster's after you! You can't fight like that! Heal up! This calls for proper celebration!
That's a wrap!
Did our thing, yeah?